Okay, the next type of market is a monopoly or a monopolistic market. There are only one firm in this market. They are the only firm that produce this product. So the example I've put down for you is Namibia Dairies. They are the only one in this country supplying dairy products. So in that way, you can say that they are a monopoly. Although if we consider that there are companies from South Africa that also put dairy products on our market, they can't actually act always as a monopoly. But they have a lot of features where you can classify them as a monopoly. They are the only one firm that produce dairy products. And then next, if we look at it, there is no other firm doing that. So you can say they don't have Namibian competition, but there is competition from other countries also. The Netherlands also sell their butter here in our country, so that is a little bit of a problem classifying Namibia Dairies as a monopoly, or Namibia Breweries as the only company that produce beer, because we also have other companies like AB InBev producing beer in this country. Okay, then if we look at choices, if there's only one firm producing dairy products, and there was no other firms that export dairy products to Namibia, then you will say, in that situation, the choice is also very limited, because we only have Namibia breweries to buy milk from, cheese from, butter from, yogurt from. That is very limited choice. In this market, they don't actually have to advertise, because in this market, there's no competition. They only advertise if they put new products on the market. So in our case, say a new flavor of Oshikandela, then they will put it on the, if they put it on the market, they will start to advertise. They advertise by going to schools, let them taste it, give them free samples or something like that. So we have looked at advertising in the case of a monopoly, and we have looked at choice. If we use Namibia Breweries, and if we go from the point that there are nobody else selling dairy products, then you will say they are the only firm that supply dairy products and there is no competition. So in this market, because of that, they are the price makers. They set the price. So you can look at a company like, or a parastatal, or a government-owned company like NamWater. They are a monopoly. They are the only one supplying water. So, or Namibia NamPower, they are the only one supplying electricity. Nowadays, we can say that it's not actually true, because there's lots of solar farms also supplying electricity. Then we have Transnamib, that is the only firm that supply railway services. So if you look at Transnamib, you have no other choice. If you want to use a train, they are the only option. And then the last point that we discuss about monopoly is the barriers. Now this is the market type which has the highest barriers. There's sometimes barriers where it comes to law, legal barriers, where the government have said nobody else may start up a railway service, because we don't have enough people in this country. There isn't a high enough demand for another railway service. It's a waste of resources. Or there can be capital barriers to start up another. Namibia Breweries will require lots and lots of capital, because Namibia Breweries have factories all over the country, depots all over the country. They have lots of trucks, lots of fridges, for example, and for you that start up a new firm, it will be very difficult to overcome that capital barriers or that marketing barriers where it comes to the breaches and the type of advertising they can do, because they do advertising with actors from America. So that type of advertising costs a lot of money, and to do that type of marketing is not possible for a small firm. So that type of barriers will prevent other firms to enter this market. Okay, we look at a monopolistic competitive market. Here is clear pictures or examples for you, like Steers or Wimpy. They all sell burgers. So there are few firms in this market that all sell burgers, but the burgers have a differentiation on it. Not everyone's bread is the same. Not everyone uses the same, say, salad or tomato or sauces that they put on. And that's why we can say a few firms in the market, they sell the same product, which is burgers, but the burgers have a differentiation on it. So each one, they bake their patties in a different sauce or different spices. And that's why we say the products in this market is the same, but they have a differentiation from the other firms. Then this market, there is a wide choice for you. If you don't like the price of Steers, you can go to Wimpy. If you don't like the taste of a chicken burger at, say, Kentucky Fried Chicken, then you can go to Steers and eat their chicken burger because you believe that, or you like their sauce better. So in that case, the choice, you have a choice and options to go to. Then in this market, this is the market that rely the most on advertising, because they tell you continuously through advertising why their product is better than their competitors. They also give free toys to children, anything to get the clients to rather make use of their products. Information on this is very limited in this market, because they will not give you the recipe, because the recipe actually differentiates you them from another firm. Then there is barriers. There's also capital barriers and, say, barriers where it comes to franchises that you must pay for. Now, that type of barriers is high, much higher than perfect competitive market, but not as high as in the case of monopolies. So we have looked at advertising, we have looked at information and barriers and choice and differentiation on the market and the type, how many firms is in this market. Now you can ask me a question and say, okay, but how will they ask this type of work? They normally give you a situation and they talk about a specific business, and then they will ask you, from the information given, identify the type of market this firm is functioning in. So you will see now in the homework, I ask you advantages of a perfect competitive market and advantages of a monopoly. And then I also ask you, how is it possible for monopolies to exist? How do you create a monopoly? And then the third question is, why do they see monopolies as market failures? We will look at that later on. Then I have exam questions for you here. An example of a firm in Windhoek that run in a perfect competitive market, and give reasons for your answer. And then the next question is a question on a poultry farm outside Windhoek. And if you look at this paragraph given to you, you must then identify in which type of market this poultry farm is functioning in.